the stars and writers of Warehouse 13. So without further ado, Miss Joanne Kelly. Be wonderful, be probably shirtless.
Hey guys! I walked in here and I looked out and I was like, are you sure? Is that for Eureka? Or is that like, so you guys are actually here to see us? Yeah! That was so cool. I mean, to have the show be off the air for 2 years and you guys are still showing up for us, thank you so much. Is it cool if
Absolutely, I was waiting.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
See you later. See you after panel.
Y'all want to talk for a few minutes before we do that and let them get queued up?
Are you sure? Can you stay in one place?
Yes.
Can you stay in one place?
Well, we got his art supplies, so.
No, I go out and, I like to do like the Phil Donahue /
Phil Donahue?
That's like, wow.
Who's the contestant? Oprah. It could be Oprah.
Oprah.
Does she go out though? She doesn't go out.
She doesn't have it.
She just sits at the front, waves at her money.
Montel speaks badly about
Montel, yes, Montel. Well, what are we going to talk about?
Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a great Friday.
Saturday. I get it. I was in Dublin last week. Dublin, Ireland. And at the airport, they were calling my name over the loudspeakers. And they mispronounced my name. They were calling me Edward McClinton. I'm like, I am in Ireland. The land of my people.
Supposedly.
Well,
I think your people probably come from somewhere else.
No one will claim me at this point. Because I show my book clap to the whole island. All right, well, let's talk about this. What do you guys want to know? What's going on?
Yeah. Do you have any questions?
All right, here I come.
And goodbye,
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
And if you have a question, if you're up here and you aren't able to make it back,
I'm not ready for you to raise your hand for me. I'm coming in for a hug first. My friend Gail was like, yeah, everybody that came up to your table was like, oh, that'd be so nice. What's the paddling thing that's going on? And have you guys, has everyone here gotten paddled by me? Come on over. That's right, you heard that. My pimp hand is strong. Well, somebody handed me something to write on so I could sign. And it looked like a paddle, so because, when I see bright, shiny objects or a red button, I have to push it, and I just thought, oh, and I slapped somebody, and I saw the reaction I got, so I was like, okay, everybody's going to get spanked. I know. Yes, ma'am, what is your name and what is your question?
My name is Zan, and my question is for both you and Joanne about how you felt about how your character's relationship ended up on the show.
Well,
What do you think, Mr. McClinton?
I missed my flight. Irish. You know, for me, I have been waiting since Duke to make out with Joanne again. And, you know, she's been running around with HG. And, well, see, actually, I wrote a treatment for a 7th episode, season 5, and it went something like this. It was a dark, rainy night in London. Pete is in a red phone kiosk. He's talking desperately. And Pete, Mike, please, can I just come back home, man? Like,
No, Pete. No. You can't, Pete. You can't.
is it over? Is that what you're saying? It's over?
It is. Wait a minute.
And then in the background here, darling, who's that? Is that HG?
Yes, Pete. Yes, it is. Click.
I'll bring a camera.
It's not how that works, darling.
Yes. I guess you don't need it. Oh wait, no. Anyway.
Yeah, let's move on.
So we didn't shoot it, but maybe someday we will.
You know, endings are tough. Endings are tough. I don't know. It could have gone out either way. I still have mixed feelings about the ending. I'm not sure if it's because how it ended up or if it's just because it was the ending. You know, we were supposed to have 13 at the end and we got 6. So the writers kind of had to compress the storylines and finagle. And we did our best. We did our best to give you guys the best that we could. So those were 2 of our best. I really love those 2 episodes. The telenovela. Eddie was ridiculous. I just remember like his mustache fluttering up all the time, like coming on. It was so ridiculous.
Well, Paula
Because he's ridiculous like regularly, but this was like super ridiculous.
Paula Garces actually slapped the mustache right off of me. I was like, oh my god, my mustache went flying. And then, you know, every time that they did that, what was it? Da-da-da-da-da-da! Hi! Blow wind on us, and I would go. It was like this. It was kind of this thing from Silence of the Lambs, kind of this fava beans, Chianti, you know, weirdness, which I thought was neat.
It was neat.
I mean, look, I thought it was great. For me, it could have gone either way. If they'd have said she's going to get together with HG, I thought it would have been fine, and I was fine with the fact that Myka and Pete got together. You know, Joanne and I made a concerted effort. We made it known that throughout the series we wanted to make sure that they maintained like a brother-sister thing instead of this like unrequited television loves, you know, where are they going to get together? Aren't they going to get together? You know, we wanted it to be like 2 people who respected each other, respected themselves, and respected the job they had to do enough to put aside what they might feel otherwise. So, and I mean, but on the inside, I was like Vesuvius.
For God's sake, let the woman sit down. I was trying to get out there for like 5 minutes.
Because I was like, damn, she's hot.
You just want her cram.
Fair enough. All right, sit down.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
She asked me a question that you can't come over here, and she said she wanted to get spanked. So.
Whatever, I'll spank. Are you the one? Who is it? Get over here. Oh. How many?
My question for you is, how much of the childish spirit that you got to play on the show was that you got to improv, and how much was actually scripted?
None. Because I'm very, very serious. Very serious, and I come from a Shakespearean background.
Can you tell the truth?
What?
I said, can you tell the truth?
I come from a Shakespearean background. Eddie, not so much.
What are you talking about? Forsooth! Poor Yorick, he was my brother.
Almost. There you go. You know.
I think you know. One of the beautiful things about Pete was I just basically had to show up every day and be myself. So, because I'm not that good of an actor. Any of the other stuff. So
He's lying.
Thank you.
He's lying. Eddie is a fantastic actor.
Thank you.
And so we had nothing but fun writing for both of them. And it's like, what was great was our boss, Jack Kenny, allowed everyone to play. I mean, it was like within reason when it came to Eddie. But,
You have to draw the boundaries.
but it was never like it was locked in stone. The dialogues, they had problems with it. It was open communication, and that was great. And Jack always encouraged. He always was looking for the funny, looking for the harsh, and they brought it every single time.
Although Jack liked to yell from behind the monitor, "As written, fucko!" And you're like, "Hey Jack, you think we could as written, fucko?" "Yes, sir."
Children.
Oh, I mean that in the best possible way. You kids today.
I want to tell you exactly how generous your fans are. The Warehouse 13 panel right now has doubled what X-Track has collected in donations just before you guys came out. $364.71. Thank you guys so much.
I'll put some money in there.
Thank you. I got a $5.
Because I'm generous. No, seriously, I'll help out.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Focus.
Yes, sorry. I did take the Ritalin when I was a kid. I remember, sure. Nice. Well, my mom would give me my Ritalin by candlelight.
I need that stuff. But you want a Ritalin drip.
My teacher one day, because my teacher used to give it to me at lunchtime. And we're going into this, aren't we? And then one day, she was like, in front of the whole class, she was like, "Did you forget to take your hyper pill today at lunch?" And I had a sad. So thank you. Yeah, I burned the school down.
Question time?
I burned down the school. All right, question time.
I have an actual, more serious question that's less about the show specifically and more about
Is it about your hair?
more about the hair, but that's going to take up time that they want to answer.
All right, I'll let you ask the question.
It is all real.
You talking about the hair? Fine. Because you're fine.
The question I wanted to ask is, I know that actors get a lot of say in how their characters are shaped, but you're also handed a script, and as you just said, as it's written, and there's a director who also has an opinion on how a character should be. So how do all those things, what's the word I want, synergize together in order to, who gets the final say, who makes most of the decisions about how a character is shaped?
Well, for me, I think that I trusted the writers implicitly. And usually we had...
Good answer.
What's the new show you're on again?
Beauty and the Beast.
Hello? I haven't heard my phone ringing. Because I'm not 19. It's like the CW, right?
Yes.
The kids. A Flash panel? Did you flash? Oh no, never mind. Well, listen. So back to your question. So basically, I mean, if I had a problem with something, I would go to Jack and go, "Do you really think?" I don't know if he would say this, or maybe he would say it this other way. And Jack, as Derek said, was very receptive to like, you know, but he's very honest. So he'd be like, "Eddie, just do it." But if he agreed with me, you know, he would change. And also, we had new directors, a lot of new directors. So if the directors thought we should do something that we didn't necessarily feel was right tonally, we could, you know, it was all very judicious on set, you know, except for Joanne. You know, she would throw down her script and go, "I'm mad as hell, I'm not going to take it anymore."
It's actually a really kind of creative, collaborative process, you know, how it gets from the page to what happens on set. We were so lucky to have Jack Kenny. Most showrunners aren't there while you're filming. Most of them are heading the writer's room, which is usually based in the US. We were in Toronto, but Jack insisted on being on set because the kind of the essence of the show was the discovery in it. The quickness, the back and forth between a lot of the characters, you know, Saul and Allison and Eddie and I. And that's where the sort of the magic, I think, of Warehouse sort of percolated. And if we had not had Jack Kenny there to allow and to change and to allow it to kind of grow into this thing, I don't think the show would have been what it was. We were really lucky to have a showrunner who insisted being on set to protect that part of the creative process.
Not just protect, but nurture.
Yeah.
I mean, really, you know, again, he would encourage and just really, if he found something great, and he even said it in the writer's room on day one. He goes, "Look, I want great ideas. If you guys can't give me great ideas, I'll go out in the lobby and talk to the security guard and get an idea from him." It was that sort of, you know, attitude that he had, and it broke the ice for all the writers on day one, and we learned a lot. And then once we got the cast, you know, we got to see the cast perform and really see the, you know, bring the words to life. It only encouraged us even more to write, you know, even better stuff. So it was always just a very collaborative process.
Yeah, Jack had done a lot of sitcoms before that. He created the Titus, and I actually, my first series ever in 1998 was a sitcom on Fox called Holding the Baby, and Jack was one of the writers. So it was almost like when you're doing a comedy, you're in front of a live audience. So you do a take, and then the writers come over, and they go, "Okay, this joke worked, this joke didn't, how do we fix it?" And they brainstorm right there, and then they give you new lines to say, and they go, "Try that." And that's kind of how it was on the show. I mean, Jack would be sitting back watching a scene, and then he'd come in and go, "Hey, say this instead, do this, it's funnier," and blah, blah, blah. So it was kind of like, even though we were doing a 1 hour, he was punching up between takes. So the script was changing from what was written to the final product. A lot of it was changed and kind of improvised on the spot. So, yeah. Ooh, naughty.
What?
Hello, darling.
Here.
Hello. Strong Anna.
I have like a 2.5-part question. What was the hardest scene to shoot, and what was the most fun? And then, if you have any advice for like aspiring actors.
Well, the hardest scene for me was whenever they would put me on the zip line, which I called the emasculator. Well, I was like, all right, I will never again be able to have kids. And then there was the one time where Joanne was on my back on the zip line.
One of my finer moments.
Good thing I'm Irish, because
I just hung up.
yeah.
Yeah, he's having some trouble with his voice.
It's just boy now. Young boy.
I think one of my most difficult episodes was Burnout. I ended up getting hypothermia because it was raining and it was cold. You all know when you get like wet and cold, you can't really get dry. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
With the lobster?
Sure.
And that was early too. That was early in the series, and I was like, like this is not going to be a walk in the park. Like this is going to be a physically kind of taxing, crazy show. I think part of the reason, like visually, the show was so exciting is that we didn't do a lot of stuff. We did stuff in studio, but we did a lot of location stuff. And when you're shooting January, February in Toronto, it gets pretty interesting pretty quickly.
It's like 20 below zero.
Yeah.
Remember the first episode with the chair?
We were filming, it had to look like the spring.
In
so we were in
Colorado.
trench coats and it was like -20. It was crazy.
Yeah, the rest of the crew literally was in mukluks and a parka. You could only see like
This guy?
she looked like this guy from
South Park.
South Park. Kenny. And then they would be like, okay, and roll tape, and they would come over and take our clothes. And Joanne and I are standing there. You had to be able to say your lines without going. It was incredibly cold, but so that was hard. But everything else was just.
What was your favorite, Ed? What was your favorite?
My favorite what?
Your favorite. Do you remember the question?
No.
What was your most fun? One of your most fun moments to film?
One of the most rewarding scenes for me was the scene with you where Pete tells you about. Where Pete tells you about when he crashed the car and almost killed his friend.
Your confession?
My confession, that was a good one. And then when Brent Spiner's the priest kills Pete and he's with Artie and asking Artie if he's gonna
live.
It's because it's like one of those things when you're an actor, like when you actually, because some scenes you're just going, okay, this is my line, but sometimes you get those magical moments where you make a connection with someone else, and it's such an honest connection, and you're feeling all these things from this other person. Saul is just so brilliant, and that for me, like one of those moments, the moment with Joanne is one of those moments that for me as an actor is like, wow, I'm so glad that I get to share these things with the people that I love.
She disappeared. Where'd she go?
And I wanted to, one note, you said if I had any advice, knock at the door until somebody opens it. Other people don't determine your worth, you do. So if you believe in yourself and you continue to believe in yourself, that's the ticket. Never take no for an answer.
Good, you can do it. All right, sit down.